Okay, so the first one is the side plank. So have the arm like this, try to keep good form here, put this arm up, and then ideally look up at that arm, which for me is a bit difficult because of my neck injury, so I have my head in like a neutral position. And for, you know, if you hold that for 1 minute, that's quite a good thing to aim for. Obviously, if you want to go on for longer or build up for longer, that's fine, but 1 minute is seen as, you know, adequate strength, and that's strengthening your core. And then you do the other side, which, you know, and you usually find, like, because this is my weak side, I always find this side way tougher, because that's my weak area.
Okay.
So do that. And then the front plank. And again, the thing is to kind of try not to move while you're doing them. The whole point of isometric exercises is that you're holding a position. And it's that holding that engages your core. When you start moving and shifting, you're getting less engagement. And so this one, try not to stick your bum up in the air. That's what I was doing before I did it in front of the mirror and realised. So try to keep that neutral position. That's it. You try and hold that for 1 minute, and this is very good for the core. The glute bridge. So like this, again, try to have reasonable posture there, not sort of dropping your abdomen, and trying not to drop your hips. So you raise one leg at a time. I leave my hands here so that I can monitor whether I'm starting to drop the hip, because that is the tendency. I tend to, as a starting point, hold this for 10 seconds, then go to the other side, hold that for 10 seconds. I mean, the hip does drop a little bit, but I keep my hands there, just not leaning on my elbows, but just to check my form. And then you can do however many repetitions. I usually do 5 reps of these 10-second holds each side. But I mean, I just came up with that for me. I'm not sort of saying. And then with the resistance band, you would put that over the ankles and basically work against the resistance. And again, I can't remember how many. I do 10, swap round, do another 10. So maybe I do 30 each side, something like that. And I use quite a strong resistance band so that you are really working that leg. But I started off with less strong ones because this was very weak with me previously. But over time I've built it up. So that's that one. Obviously squats are an amazing thing to do. I usually do them holding a weight. I mean, this is a very light weight, yeah, but I usually hold like an 8 kilo weight or something, like this. And depending on your structure, for some people with squats, it's actually easier for them if they have their feet slightly out, depending on where you're tight. But the idea is to go slowly up and down. Because some people are tempted to do them quickly and then you're just bouncing rather than using the correct form. So for some people, doing them without the weight is tough enough at first, but then if you can then add the weight as well, that's a very good exercise. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, these calf ones are very good as well for getting the blood circulating in the lower calves, like with people who have a tendency to varicose veins. That in squats is really good for that. And I'm not very good at these, but you can do one-legged calf raises. So it's good just to not hold tightly onto something, but just something. And that really, helps to build up muscles in the calves, because you should be able to, support your weight on one leg, basically. So doing repetitions of that is also very good. And then another isometric exercise is the wall sit, where you go against a wall. And basically you sit against the wall like that, trying to have these in as much 90 degrees as you can. I mean, I would probably use a mirror initially to check that and try and hold that for a period of time, and that's, you can really feel that working the legs.
The burning.
Yeah. So that's another isometric exercise. It's very good for older people. Because most older people get into trouble with having falls, and they usually have falls because they've already become weak.
It's very important to build bones and muscles. Two things, not just muscles, because most of us plebs think that it's just the muscles that you work on. But in fact, what you need to build is your bones. Density, yeah, so that they don't break, especially with things like osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis, yeah.
Yes, which actually is a Greek word, would you believe? So it's called osteoporosis. Thank you so much.
Okay.